Iran is on the clock to make a deal with the United States or possibly face obliteration of key infrastructure sites. President Trump today turning up the pressure on Iran while also remaining open to diplomacy. That's his tactic. It works. His deadline just hours away now, 8 p.m. Eastern. The president wrote a post this morning. Maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. President Trump said this last night.
8 o'clock Eastern time, and after that, they're going to have no bridges, they're going to have no power plants. Stone Ages, yeah, Stone Ages. We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen.
Brand new video now from Central Command shows our U.S. military firepower at work. As part of Operation Epic Fury, U.S. forces continuing to destroy terrorist targets inside Iran. So far, they have taken out, and this is a huge number, 13,000 targets and damaged or destroyed more than 155 vessels. Fox News can confirm the U.S. bombed dozens of sites on Karg Island overnight. And the focus was on the bunkers there, radar stations, and ammunition storage areas. International military strategist Lieutenant Colonel Darin Gaub is coming up next in Focus, though let's talk to our chief foreign correspondent, Trey Yingst, on the ground. We'll get a report from him, and we always can press in with at least one good question for Trey. Let's watch. Trey.
Yeah, Harris, good morning. We're just 9 hours away from President Trump's deadline for Iran to make a deal, or the president says he will target Iran's energy infrastructure, bridges, and power plants. Overnight, the United States launched dozens of airstrikes against Iran's Karg Island, a critical piece of oil infrastructure. We understand, according to Fox's Jennifer Griffin, the targets included bunkers, radar stations, and ammunition storage. Landing docks were intentionally not targeted, according to senior U.S. officials. Now, the IRGC has warned it will target U.S. oil interests in the region and that it will make U.S. and its allies deprived of gas in the Middle East for years. The president speaking yesterday from the White House saying this about the situation.
Do I want to destroy their infrastructure? No. It will take them 100 years to rebuild. Right now, if we left today, it would take them 20 years to rebuild their country, and it would never be as good as it was. And the only way they're going to be able to rebuild their country is to utilize the genius of the United States of America.
Those negotiations going on as we speak, Harris, and the president told me over the weekend that Iran isn't even negotiating on their nuclear program anymore. The president said the big thing is they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. They're not even negotiating that point. It's so easy, the president added. That's already been conceded. Most of the points are conceded. Now, with talk of diplomacy across the region, we're also learning more about that daring rescue that happened over the weekend to save a stranded airman in Iranian territory. High-level U.S. sources told Fox News that while the airman rescue was going on, the CENTCOM commander, Admiral Brad Cooper, directed a strike on an IRGC headquarters in an underground facility near the Iranian capital of Tehran. B-2 bombers from the United States used bunker buster penetrating bombs, the same weapons used in Operation Midnight Hammer. The source talked to Fox News, saying the headquarters was obliterated. All of this is happening as the Israelis are continuing their strikes against the Iranian regime. A senior Israeli official telling Fox News today they launched a series of strikes against rail infrastructure inside of Iran after warning civilians there to avoid train travel. Harris?
And that gets me to just a quick follow-up question. So the Prime Minister Netanyahu said, we are crushing the terrorist regime in Iran, but we are doing so with even greater vigor and with increasing force. And he talked about hitting the train tracks and bridges used by the RIGC. Just talk to me real quickly about this ramp up now that he mentioned.
Yeah, Harris, right now we are seeing a complete disconnect in the capabilities of the United States and Israel versus Iran. Each and every day, the United States and Israel are ramping up their strikes against the Iranian regime. Yesterday, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, said it was the largest bombing campaign since Operation Epic Fury began. The campaign today is expected to be even larger. At the same time, the Iranians are continuing their attacks across the region with cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and drones. But each and every day, their capability is getting reduced, and that is part of the strategy of the United States. I'm told by officials here in the Middle East that the U.S. and Israel can carry on a campaign for far longer than the Iranian regime.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.